OK then, Adam, when you're ready, we'll start the engine.
If the UK economy is to manoeuvre through the supply chain crisis, it's going to need people like Adam. Retraining as an HGV driver, the most in-demand job in business.
Well, I worked for Amazon, I did their multi-drop driving, just love being on the road. It will almost double my yearly salary, what I'm on now, if I find the right place. So, it's definitely well worth it, and which means I can, treat my kids more.
Adam's one of hundreds of drivers passing through Britain's largest training company every month, attracted by rising wages driven by huge demand.
I think it's going through the roof. There's drivers I know that are working for companies and been there for years. They've had 2 or 3 pay rises this year without even asking for it, because it's had to adjust to supply and demand. There's people, newly qualified drivers, are on over £35,000 a year now at some companies.
New drivers are filling a shortage accelerated in the past 2 years by Brexit, which denied visas to European drivers, and the pandemic, which paused testing for HGV licences. Since 2019, the number of HGV drivers in the UK reduced by almost 50,000. Of those, there are 14,000 fewer EU drivers. But the biggest loss was of 31,000 UK-based drivers who've left the road in the last 2 years. Put off perhaps by long hours and wages that until recently were falling relative to other low-skilled jobs. The driver shortage is a live test of one of the government's central arguments for Brexit, which was that cutting the number of lower skilled European workers here would increase opportunities and wages for British workers. So they say the answer is to train and hire at home. Even if they're right, that still leaves shortages today. Nando's and McDonald's have had to close restaurants and cut menu items. And if even the high street giants are struggling, try being a smaller business. Farsan in Leicester make food and snacks for restaurants and caterers.
It's really frustrating that we, on one side, can't get product, and then on the other side, can't get product out. So when we do have product in stock, so it's a bit of a nightmare to be in, that now that the sales are there, or well, the orders are there, we can't actually fulfil them.
The government's recipe is for a homegrown solution, helped by workers coming off furlough next month. But without the drivers who keep the economy moving, the recovery may be on ice. Paul Kelso, Sky News in Leicester.